You tell me.
I don't know. I follow your lead.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out.
Ask Billy.
Ask a Billy.
That's the right question. You might get the wrong answer.
Oh, shoot. I don't want that. See? Dirty brown water. I see, like, it's just a good reset for a lot of different things, but, like, more for me to be present about, like, what I'm eating and, like, not eating just because I'm bored. That's like the mental part of it all. It's to realize what you're. Ever since my foot thing, I can't do cardio anymore. Like I can't run, so I put on like 15 pounds. And, yeah,
You don't look like it at all.
oh, my clothes aren't fitting right, so I'm like I'm gonna do this reset and then kind of hope it gives me a kickstart.
Did your foot ever heal?
It is horrible in the morning, and then if it's cold, it's really bad. I think it's just going to be one of those things that either takes a long time or it's like that injury that it's like never goes away. Just rolled it. Felt like I broke it. But yeah, it's like walking. It's really swollen when I wake up.
Still sure nothing's torn in there.
No. What?
Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery.
Yeah.
Limited time.
Oh, wow. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of that. And I have an adult child now that I'm like, I need to get my life together. So well, not yet. It's Sunday,
But he's done with school.
Yeah.
Ask up.
Billy.
Yeah.
Billy.
Oh, Trudy's here too.
Billy and Trudy.
And then the mall girl's here as well. Mall girl and her friends.
All right. Mall girl and friends is here today. Kelsey is here from Gurney Mills, along with Billy and Trudy from the 9/11 exhibit, which is going around the whole country, and you can see here at Gurney Mills this weekend. Was last year the first year we did this out here, Kelsey?
No. It's
how
been
many
here
years?
4 years now?
4 years?
3
years.
This will be the 3rd year.
All right. She said no, like I was supposed to
No.
know that, and then she had
I
to
looked at
ask
the
Trudy.
Going on for
Trudy
decades.
knows everything.
Then she had to ask Trudy. If you're so smart, why you
So
have to
ask
ask
Trudy.
Trudy?
Yeah,
Ask
thanks.
Trudy. All right. Trudy, how long has it been coming to, how long has the 9/11 first responders exhibit been a thing? Can you fix the mic so that she doesn't have to break her neck?
That's
All right.
a Billy question.
All right,
on that
Billy,
one.
how long has it been an exhibit?
Since September 11th, 2013.
2013, you've been going around. All of us have 9/11 recollections and experiences. Even those of us that were in the middle of the country when it happened. Everybody has it's one of those things like Kennedy being shot, I wasn't alive, or the Challenger explosion. But 9/11,
Like you remember where you're
everybody
at.
knows where they were, and I think 9/11 is the strongest of all of those.
Yeah.
Everybody has not only
In our lifetime for sure.
not only they remember where they were at, but an elaborate experience of what that day was like because of how it was. What is you're traveling with this exhibit, this first responders exhibit? What was your 9/11 experience?
Getting ready to go on a ship in my house in Plano, Texas,
Yeah.
and sitting there watching it all happen just like everybody else.
Yeah,
And then finally realizing, I got to go to work.
yeah,
And, throughout the day, just watching the news and seeing everything that transpired. And you knew there were going to be a large loss of life. Had no idea it'd be that many, though.
yeah, yeah. And then how did it come to pass that here we are 25 years later, that you're traveling around with this 9/11, you're doing this 9/11 exhibit?
This is my 10th year.
Yeah.
And, we can't forget. And that's one thing about the foundation and this exhibit. Traveling the country like we do, we go to a lot of places where people may never have the opportunity to go to New York to the museum there.
Mhm.
So this is just a way of bringing part of that day to them. And plus, I have first responders that responded that day that are with me. And it's really cool, for them to be able to tell their experiences, their stories, and share it with everybody. It's just fantastic. A lot of people ask me, how do I do it? How do I do it day in and day out emotionally? Some days it's tough. It's hard. And I just say I have the best job in the world because I have 406 heroes that ride with me every day.
going to the 9/11 the memorial and all of that, seeing all the artifacts and things like that, is a very like it takes your breath away experience. I've been there, and you go there and it stuns you.
Mhm.
And like you said, for people that can't have that moment, you travel around with the exhibit, and it's at Gurney Mills this weekend. People can come out and see it, and there are actual things there that they can touch and check out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything in there came from the pile. Yeah, and we've changed it around some since we were here last year, and there's quite a few things that people will be able to put their hands on, and yeah, it's really unique.
And then we have our first responders to the area come out and do demos and things like that. And you see what the actual work is too. Kelsey, we had from Gurney, and where are the different?
So we have over 50 departments coming out, both police and fire. So we're going to welcome the Tunnels to Towers welcome procession. That's going to be on Friday. We're going to be out in parking lot E here at Gurney Mills at 1 o'clock. And we'll be out there with first responders, and you can be the first person to take a picture. And we want a big shout out to Zoll Medical and Metro Paramedics for bringing this semi to us. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to have the Tunnels to Towers 9/11 mobile exhibit here this weekend. And then on Saturday, like you mentioned, Tom, we have a whole lineup of demos. We have an opening ceremony at 11 o'clock. We have a canine demo, the police canine demo, that's at 11:30. We have a crash scene extrication. So we actually have the cars, and you can see the jaws of life and how they do all that. That's really cool. That's at
I know
12:30.
we're making Leah crash the cars.
I can do that.
I don't know if anybody told you that.
What?
Yeah. So.
And then there's a side-by-side burn. So there's one unit where there's home sprinklers, and then there's another unit that does not. And then they count down how many minutes it takes for the fire department average to get to the house. Every single time I see this demo, I go home and I cry to my husband and say, we need to have home sprinklers.
sprinklers,
I
yeah.
mean, it is crazy what they have, what you can see in this demo.
When I was living in the mansion over here, I accidentally set off the alarm
Yeah.
thing or what. We armed it once in the entire 3 years. I accidentally set the fire department. I'm like, no, there's no.
We're
And
done.
they showed up anyway, and they were there like in 3 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you guys like? Where do you live?
Ninjas.
You live on the block, so that's and you can see how quickly though they need to get there. But yeah, home. Did you install home sprinklers?
No, we did not. But
Yeah.
we rely on our trusted fire department here in Gurney, but they're outstanding.
I
And
just
then
cut the pipes in here because I don't want to get wet if there is a fire. Yeah.
speaking of that, we
Yeah.
tested that this morning.
I
Good
know
thing.
it was very loud. That's why I cut the pipes and I shut
My
them
ears
down.
are still ringing.
Yeah.
I have a question. The Tunnels to Towers, is that going to be all weekend or is it just Friday?
Yeah, so Friday the tour, there's no tours on Friday, but we're going to have tours on Saturday
Okay.
throughout our event, starting at right after our opening ceremony
Okay.
at 11:30 till 6 o'clock. And then Sunday, we're hosting our Rods for Remembrance car show. That's our second annual. And we're going to have tours for the Tunnels to Towers exhibit from 10 to 5.
All right.
And all these details you can find on our website at GurneyMills.com. So take a look at the timeline.
And what's it cost?
free?
Free 99. You hear that, Tom?
Free 99.
Free 99.
Who's getting the 99? Leah, you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Some radio girl asked me for $1. I gave it to her. I don't know.
She gave me back a money.
No, she gave it.
The cool thing about the exhibit, there's never been a charge.
Never.
Yeah.
To go
Wow.
through it. Ever.
Except for here with Leah getting her 99 cents a
Well,
head.
she's going to donate back to the foundation.
Of course.
You
yeah.
don't know her. She's
We just
doing
talked over money laundering.
you know how to launder money. This is your person, not how to donate money. And she said the whole crash thing in the parking lot. It's her Jeep. She's just crushing another car. So there's that. We'll talk to you more about some of the exhibits and things like that. It's all going on this weekend here at Gurney Mills, but not at the G Spot. Which entrance? E?
Parking lot E,
Which
yes,
one is
by
that?
Bass Pro and Value City.
The fun one.
The bigger one.
All right, whatever. We'll give you some of the details about the things going on. Coming up, it's 8:29.
Dense fog this morning.
What?
75 for a high, 56 overnight, 85 for tomorrow. It's 55 in Kenosha and 68 in McHenry. It is time for the 95 WIIL Rec 95 second update brought to you by Plumbers and Steam Fitters, UA Local 118. Think about your future. Check out UA Local 118's apprenticeship program. Juan Poland, 29 of Waukegan, was found guilty of attempted murder for firing at a driver during a 2022 road rage incident, nearly hitting the victim in the head. Poland faces at least 26 years in prison. His getaway driver, Joseph Crisara, was also charged and sentenced in a related drug case.
For sucking at his job.
Yeah, you're supposed to get
Or
away.
get away. It's
Right.
right in the beginning here. Anyway.
Damn it. Candace Pledge, 32 of Round Lake Park, was arrested during a traffic stop in Fox Lake after police found around 60 grams of suspected crack cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and a large amount of cash in her SUV. A K-9 unit alerted officers to the drugs, which were hidden under the driver's seat. Wedge faces multiple felony charges and remains jailed pending a detention hearing. WIIL Rack Sports. Brought to you by Pratt's Chimney Service. Chimney leaking. Call Pratt's today for a free estimate. It was the Cleveland Guardians over the Milwaukee Brewers 2-0. Guardians have shut out the Brewers on back-to-back nights. The Chicago Cubs rally to beat the Miami Marlins 5-4. Those series wrap up tonight. The Chicago White Sox beat the Cincinnati Reds 5-1 in a game delayed nearly 2 hours at the start because of rain.
All right. The big 9/11 tunnels to it's got a long title to it. First Responders Expo. But
Well, those are
Tunnels to
two separate
Towers,
things, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on this weekend at Gurney Mills. And we'll run down what is going on and what you can see and all of that stuff. Coming up next on Will Rock.
You have a paper. Do you have stuff you want to hit?
You want to hit the rods for remembrance yet?
What is that?
Rods for remembrance is the car show on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, we'll run down all the
Yeah.
everything going on.
So is your son excited for summer? No.
I think he is, but he also
Remember, all first responders and any past or present members of our military. $750
I think he's stressing about getting a job.
off any new
Like he
vehicle
is.
in stock.
He's about to. His friend works out in
Sales department open Memorial Day from 9
gosh,
to
it's
12.
further than Crystal Lake, which I told him I was like, dude, that is far. We will find you something closer to home. But he's like, it's kind of like a little bit of everything of the trades. It's a little carpentry, a little. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be spending a lot of money and miles on the car driving it out there. I think there's something that if you just wait, you could find something. I'm not worried about. But at the same time, I don't. If he's in second gear and he's going, I don't want to, pull him back any. I'm like, I guess get a job. It's easier to find a job when you have a job. Get a job, which I mean, he still does. He works, the pizza place, but yeah. Anyhow. And then he's already starting to think about his girlfriend leaving, which I was like, try to not even think about that, because that's how you got to live in the moment, and then that way it doesn't seem like it's just flying by. Like, just enjoy all the little things. And
That's hard.
Mhm.
She's going to a big school, UK, right?
Mhm.
How much money you have. I just want to build the
Yep.
house you want at
So,
a price
we'll
you
see.
can afford.
Hagen Homes,
you know,
unique
I
new
know.
home construction. Visit
and his
hagenhomes.com
best
to see
friend
some of their work.
is not going
Hagen
too
Homes,
far. He'll be
quality
close
you
enough to
love.
where he can.
The weather has finally gotten better. Any reason to ride the motorcycle now? From House of Harley Davidson, I took it out for a ride yesterday because I had to go run an errand. That's right. That's how nice the weather is. If you don't have a motorcycle, if you've always thought about it, now's a great time. Get it now. You got the whole riding season ahead of you, whether you prefer city cruising or long distance journeys. They have the perfect ride to get you there. Whether you're an experienced rider and this is your 12th Harley or it's your first, they have the motorcycle that you want, whether it's a new Harley or you're looking for a pre-ridden Harley. Huge selection there. And if it's your bike that you got to get ready for riding season and you call another place, you're like, I want to get it in for service. And they're like, yeah, July 18th or whatever. No. At House of Harley Davidson, they have Express Lane Service. The Express Lane Service Center is open Monday through Friday from 9 until 4, and they offer same-day service on not just oil changes, but a whole bunch of things. Need new tires, headlights, batteries, foot controls, hand controls, stuff like that. They can get you in and out, and you don't lose riding time. And a lot of events going on. this Saturday, and this is one of the best events every year at House of Harley, the annual Support the Troops ride. You join us at the House of Harley Davidson as they honor the brave men and women who fight for this country. You can pre-register, by the way, at houseofharleydavidson.com and click on the events tab. Also this Saturday, not one, but two events in one. It is the House of Harley Pet Fest, second annual Pet Fest. Proceeds of Pet Fest benefit friends of the MADACC. They're people that help out the little animals. So, and there'll be animals there this, you go out, I'm the guy say, hey, let me pet your dog. House of Harley Pet Fest going on this Saturday and the annual Support the Troops ride. And again, details about those events, go to houseofharley.com and click on the events tab.
95 will rock. This is The Breakdown.
It's Corso here with the 95 will rock breakdown for Wednesday, May 14th. Thanks to Windy City Rooter, they drain your pipes, not your wallet. Queens of the Stone Age have announced a new concert film titled Alive in the Catacombs. The film was recorded in Paris's catacombs last summer, and it features an unedited, stripped-down performance surrounded by human remains. The film will be available to rent or buy with exclusive behind-the-scenes content for early purchasers. If you'd like to check out the trailer for it, get on over 95willrock.com. Pearl Jam has dropped a special 4-track EP titled Pearl Jam The Last of Us, featuring songs from the acclaimed Max series. The release includes Future Days, All or None, a live version of Future Days, and the new track Resident Tense Redux. Last of Us, based on the hit video game, has been renewed for a third season. And finally, the co-headlining tour, Poisoned Ascendancy, by Trivian and Bullet for My Valentine, was abruptly canceled after Bullet for My Valentine's frontman Matt Tuck reportedly pulled out of the extended international dates. Trivian bassist Paolo Gregoletto expressed frustration, saying that not only did Matt drop out of the last dates, but also treated Trivium and their crew like garbage. That was your 95 Will Rock breakdown. Thanks to Hagen Homes for calling the construction of the Midway.
For more info on concerts,
No,
events,
it's not.
and
It's
everything
she's
that rocks,
everywhere.
go to
I know,
95willrock.com.
like I just
Every
But
weekend.
that's.
Looking for something to do this weekend. FOC, by the way, free of charge. You can head out here to Gurney Mills. Over on the fun side of the mall. Anyway, the First Responders Expo is going on. Part of that, they also have the Tunnels to Towers exhibit, all sorts of things. That's the 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit going around the country. And we got Billy here. He's that. And Trudy's here. There's all sorts of other things going on. No matter, can you fix her mic? Or just grab it on the air. That's fine. Just bang it around as much as
Well, because Kelsey was on it, which
I
she's
know.
higher. We
She's
need
tall,
another
I'm
mic.
short.
I also am dealing with some behind the scenes stuff right now.
Are we ready? All right.
I'm
All right. So there's a lot of stuff going on this
Best thing-
weekend. I mean, it's not just all of that, but you got a lot of things.
Yeah, come on out. It's going to be a great weekend, especially with the Tunnels to Towers Never Forget Memorial exhibit. We have 3 firefighters from New York that were there the day of 9/11 to be out and give you the tours along with Billy. The First Responders Expo on Saturday that Kelsey talked on. And then on Sunday, we have the Rods for Remembrance car show. Registration starts at 8. It's $20 per car. If you want to come out and just see the event, it's free for that. The best thing about it is we're going to be honoring 3 different people. We have 2 of the state troopers that died in the line of duty. We'll have trophies in their name, and a firefighter that was lost in the line of duty. And all the proceeds from that day are going to go to the Tunnels to Towers Foundation.
Okay. Very cool. And that's, again, it's free. Just come out, hang out at the fun end of the.
The fun end of the mall.
Yeah, not down here with us. And then there's all the stuff for the 9/11 exhibit. Billy, what's some of the stuff, some of the highlights that people are going to be able to see when they're there? And
You'll be able to see the way we have this exhibit laid out. It's the construction of the towers, day-to-day happenings of the towers, to the attacks, to rescue, recovery, cleanup, all down to the museums that are there as well. So everything in there, like I said before, came from Ground Zero. Pieces of steel, parts of fire trucks, lots of stories, tons of stories.
So if you can't get to New York, even if you go to New York and you see the memorial, what you guys have is people who were there and some of the first responders that were there.
Exactly.
I've been to the memorial, but I imagine speaking to these guys must be just
it's really for me it's cool because I have 72 guys that rotate around every stop I go to, and it's fantastic hearing all their stories. We actually have some new guys that have just come on board, and getting their take, what they were doing, where they were at. It's really interesting.
How do you find it for them? Does it seem like it's therapeutic to be out and to be shared, to go out, and that must be a weight to carry, and to be able to talk to people about it. It must be rather liberating.
Well, it is, for the simple fact that just about everybody has an illness of some sort. And I've lost several guys that have been out with me over the years. This is my 10th year. And it stinks, because they were there doing their job, and to see them suffer tremendously, that it hurts. It really does. But it is therapeutic to talk about it, because one thing about it, as long as we talk about all those brave men and women, they'll always be alive. They'll never be truly gone.
And that's good that the exhibit goes around. We say never forget, but this really helps people, especially those that were younger and don't maybe have that clear of a memory of it. Do you have an item that people should definitely, I assume everybody, there's a different item that really speaks to them. Do you have an item in the exhibit that really speaks to you, that is the one thing that you're like, you got to see this?
Absolutely. The exhibit's broken down into 3 rooms, and in the second room, before you come up to the upper room, on the wall by the ramp is a photo of all 406 first responders that lost their life that day.
Wow.
And that does it.
That gets it for you.
It does.
Yeah. I asked that because when I was at the memorial, there was an item that really spoke to me. It was the fire truck that was, and it's just like captured in time.
Right.
And I just thought, wow, they're rolling out, and now look where it is and how it ended up. So make sure you look for that photo when you're there this weekend. And again, we'll run down the schedule again for you one more time, but it's pretty much Friday through Sunday here at Gurney Mills. You can get all the details on the website, which is gurneymills.com. And there's a schedule and everything on there under the events tab, right?
Yes, there is. And we're going to have our welcome procession of the mobile exhibit on Friday at 1:00 in parking lot E. Saturday is our First Responders Expo from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we have our Rods for Remembrance car show. And that's registration starts at 8:00, but the car show opens at 9:00 and that ends at 3. And Saturday and Sunday, the Tunnels to Towers unit will be on display for private tours for you guys.
And again, we'll get you just a little more info on all that if you're thinking about coming out this weekend. And if you can't, more info about what's there. And Billy, if there's other stops that you can tell people about if they're tripping around and stuff like that. And then I've needed someone I consider to be an authority to make my confession to, because it's really weird.
Yeah.
And it's part of that I carry with me. I remember where I was, but also I did the dumbest thing, which wasn't my fault. It wasn't that dumb, right?
Sure.
All right.
I don't know.
Thanks for
You
that.
get it off
Thanks
your
for that.
chest.
Thanks
Billy's
for
will
that.
make you
Thanks
feel
for that.
better.
Billy's going to make me feel better next. That will rock.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kiandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at adventknows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound.
Of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year, rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
WIIL Rock.
There will be a fundraising hot tea to celebrate National Rescue Dog Day, Saturday, May 17th, from 1 until 4. It'll be held at Dirty Nelly's with drinks, trivia from Chicago Trivia Guys, adoptable dogs, raffles, and more, supporting Pups in Need. For more information about this event and others, please head to the Hometown Updates page under the Go tab at 95willrock.com.
Big weekend here at Gurney Mills. You definitely, if you have time, should head out for the fire department and PD Expo and all the people. A lot of departments will be here this weekend. Trudy, where are you from? Which department are you from?
Newport Township Fire Protection District up in Wadsworth.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them here this weekend. Can you run them all down from memory?
Yeah, oh, yeah, right.
Police and fire.
Yeah. It's everywhere from, like Kelsey said, the state line all the way down by the Cook Road. We have over 50 police and fire departments, over 95 different entities coming in between our vendors and everything this year. So,
doing demos and stuff too.
demos. We have a
all that.
vendor tent, numerous activities for families. It's great. It's all
Hands-on
free.
stuff for the kids, and it's all free.
And a kissing booth.
A kissing? Is there a kissing booth?
No,
Oh.
I just threw that in.
Well, like, you see firefighters, and you're like, ah.
Oh, they don't have any of that.
When I was working out in New York and Albany.
Oh yeah, did they think you were a firefighter?
No. Why you always gotta throw shade? Everybody's like, be nice to Leah. She's the mean one. But then we had a fire one day in the break room, and the fire department showed up.
Oh yeah.
And then the ladies there kept trying to burn toast the rest of the existence there. I'm not making that up. They're like, well, we should have fires more often. So anyway.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
So a lot of stuff like that. And then the 9/11 stuff that you can see, Billy, all the displays and things and hands-on things and stuff like that. That people can see with the exhibit. And if you can't make it here this weekend, it does travel around the country. Like, where are you going next? Do you even know, or you're like, you don't know where you're at?
Yeah.
One, yeah.
Nest City, Kansas is
Yeah.
next, then Southport, North Carolina, then back to Minnesota. I'll be back in Illinois, I think late August, and then up in West Bend, Wisconsin, late October.
There you go, October in West Bend. So, like, that's really good knowing your schedule. People ask me, where's the 501 Club party this Friday? They'll ask me, like, on Wednesday. I'll be like, oh. That's pretty good. Is there a website with the schedule if people, because,
It is.
yeah.
It's the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
T2T, tunnels to towers.org, T2T. And you can find all of that. And
it's neat because it's a big calendar there.
Yeah.
And you can follow me all over the country.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of other things on the website too, especially the programs at the foundation we have. Fallen First Responder program where we pay off mortgages for first responders.
So there are ways to get involved and help out and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh,
You
absolutely.
Find out about that this weekend or online at t2t.org.
Exactly.
.org. So what is the Tunnels to Towers? Is that out all year? Does it always keep going, or does it park somewhere?
Yeah, we usually 9 to 10 months.
Yeah.
This year, left March 8th, and my last event ends the Sunday before Thanksgiving this year.
All right.
And then I get to do something really cool in December. I've been wanting to do forever. I get to do the Army-Navy football game.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really neat.
Who you rooting for?
Go
Navy.
Navy, of course, since I was a
Okay,
Marine.
good.
So,
Yeah,
you got to
good.
do that.
All right. That's awesome. Well, thanks for doing that and going around with that. Must be a very fulfilling thing to do for you.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
It's really neat to be able to do something that, you're giving back, but you're also helping a tremendous amount of people.
And we're lucky to have it here at Gurney Mills this weekend, Friday through Sunday. And again, all the details, go to itsgurneymills.com. You'll be able to find that under the events tab. I have a confession to make. We talk about everybody has their 9/11 experience, and you were the closest I've come to somebody in authority who I can make my confession to.
Okay.
I have the dubious, it's not an honor, it's a distinction. And it doesn't mean I'm distinct. It means that I just happen to be the one to do it. I made the first, and tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Mhm.
Like the Titanic just started being where you can make jokes because the last survivor was gone.
Right.
The Holocaust, there isn't
Mhm.
enough time before the planet is gone that jokes are okay.
Yeah.
9/11 jokes in our
Same.
lifetime will not be okay.
Right.
I made the first 9/11 joke, and and after I did it, once I realized what had happened, I'm like, oh, damn. I didn't know what was going on, and it's part of my 9/11 experience. I was doing this show, and our traffic guy, Rick, would always pop in late on his reports. I'd be like, let's go to Rick Federici with traffic. And he wouldn't be there. And he would always come in and go, oh, I'm sorry, I got tripped by a cow. Or he would always have some reason he was late. And he came in that morning and he goes, sorry, I was late. I was looking there. A plane just hit the World Trade Center. Now, if you know the 1970s incarnation of King Kong,
Mhm.
they had, like, the original in the 30s, they had it climb the Empire State Building. Right. The 1970s one, they had it climb the World Trade Center building, King Kong. So he said that, and I go, let me guess, there's a monkey on the other tower. He's like, no, dude, really, turn on the news. So we turned it on and we saw it, and we just sat there dumbfounded by what was going on. And then the second plane and all that stuff. And it occurred to me, wow, I made a joke about our biggest national tragedy in my lifetime. And I always felt bad about that because I wouldn't have made it if I knew what was going on. It was just such a surreal day.
But
I was just doing my job, and then, that happened or whatever.
You have to understand that if you're alive, you know exactly what you were doing, where you at. But I had so many people that have told me that they turned the TV on and they thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
They didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
Or the first one was an accident.
Correct.
And then, and it didn't become evident until that. Well, I thought it was just my traffic reporter being late again.
Yeah.
Or what, because it's so surreal and unbelievable. And that's why we do have to remember that it happened. And everybody knows, they talk about how many degrees of separation. Everybody knows somebody who was there, because it was such a change for our country or whatever. It really did affect everyone, even if you weren't there.
Well, in our exhibit, we did something different with this one because this one's new. This is only, last year when I was here, it was the second stop of it. So
ever.
Yeah. Because like I say, this one's new.
Wow.
But we took a list of all 2,977 that lost their life that day. And we categorically broke it down to the flights, the Pentagon, Shanksville, FDNY, NYPD, Port Authority, the court system, as well as all the employees. And the reason we did it for what you just said, because traveling all over the country, there are relatives everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for instance, last weekend, I was down in Rosemont and this couple walked in. They were looking for their niece, who was an employee in one of the financial institutions in the North Tower. And it was very easy for them to find her.
Yeah.
And so we did that just for that purpose.
I know that feeling, not from 9/11, but my uncle's brother was on the Arizona. And when you're standing at the Arizona Memorial and I look up and I see that name, Robert Bovill, I'm like, holy geez. And 9/11, there were so many people. Yes. That everybody is like, and it's your chance to see it and touch it and understand that we don't want to forget it ever. And thank you for going around and doing that, Billy. We appreciate it. And see Billy and talk to him this weekend. You'll be there all weekend here at Gurney Mills. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Trudy, thank you, and everybody in your department for coming out, and all the first responders for this weekend, for being here at Gurney Mills for the things. We appreciate your time this morning, too.
Well, you're welcome.
All
Come
right.
out and see us and enjoy the day.
Yep. And Kelsey?
Mall
Girl. How did they do something every weekend at Gurney Mills? How did the Maker Festival go for moms last
The
weekend?
craft fair? It was outstanding. Did you shop it?
Yeah. We walked through and they were all setting up.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, and there was something everywhere. There's something every weekend at Gurney Mills. Some of it's fun stuff like that for Mother's Day and all of that. And some of it is kind of serious, but you got to come out and check it out here in the parking lot. And the parade is, if you want to see it all come in, when is the parade?
Friday at 1:00. So come out to parking lot E. There's going to be a big procession and we'll hand out American flags. So come and join us and support.
Get there early so you're in place by 1:00.
Yes.
Get here at noon.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be out there around 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you get here at noon, you can go get some froyo or something. So
I love that.
Ramen,
Great idea.
Shawarma.
Can you stop talking about food?
Oh, I'm sorry. My co-host is fasting. Yeah. Coming up, we'll run down all the items in the 2 dining pavilions here at Gurney Mills. Thank you guys all for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having us.
GurneyMills.com if you want more info.